Hi everybody. This week on Friendified, it was our challenge to pick one word for each letter in the alphabet that, you can use to describe you. Now, seeing as how we didn't have any stipulations on which alphabet to use, I decided to use the Greek one. So what I did for alpha is ash. I use ash because that's the digraph of A and E put together. And I use that a lot in words because I also really like Islenska, which is Icelandic. Alright, and then for beta, I used buried Batmans because I was a really big Batman fan growing up, and I still really like Batman. Well, I used to bury a lot of them. I'm not exactly sure why, and I'm glad that grew out of that. For gamma, I used Greek because, well, I really like Greek things from Greek history. Now for delta, I'm gonna use Dodger because I really like her and like a lot of the stuff that she does and a lot of the stuff that people that are around her do, and that whole Polaris family. I really like that. And her cousin Tyranny, I attend her live show. Well, I watch her live show every week, and I would have to say that I'm definitely a Nerble, which is a nerd rebel. So go, Nerbles in Nerble Nation. Alright, for E, or Epsilon, I used ENFP, which stands for Extroverted, Intuitive Feeling Perceiving. That's my MBTI. For Zeta, I use Zealous because I'm quite zealous and stuff, and my favorite StarCraft character is the Zealot. And for Eta, or H, I would write is happy because a lot of my co-workers, say that I'm happy and say that, I have a very happy mood and I'm very hopeful and uplifting. I also would like to say Haley, as in Haley Williams, because I think she's awesome. For Theta, I want to say Thorn, because instead of making and using the tongue stick out emoticon with a P, I use Thorn. That way the tongue is in the middle instead of all the way to the end, so it's more like instead of. For I, or Iota, I used the word iguana because I used to have a really big green iguana growing up, and his name was Tim. For K, which is Kappa, I used knowledge, because knowledge beyond measure is man's greatest treasure. Alright, and for Lambda, I'm gonna have to say late. I'm late to pretty much everything that happens, and it's not a good thing. And I'd like to try and change it, but it's hard. It's hard, guys. For Mu, I am going to say Mexican food, because boy do I love Mexican food. Love Mexican food. It's just great. Yeah. Like when I was in Anaheim for VidCon, I had Mexican food every day. Every day. For Nu, I'm gonna have to go with Nocturnal, because waking up in the morning is not good for me. I mean, I like waking up, that part is, I love, but waking up really early, I don't like that. I don't like that at all. I picked Xenomorph because those are my favorite from the Aliens vs. Predator series, and my favorite to play. I really love playing as the Xenos, and I will always play, I'm a firm, Xeno character for, the AVP franchise. For O, or Omicron, I used Ornithology. I actually used to compete in Ornithology when I was in Science Olympiad in high school and in middle school, and I still really love Ornithology and birds in general. For Pi, I picked Paramore, because I love Paramore. Love it. And I really like their new CD, and I've liked all of their CDs, and I really wish that I could see them in concert, and I'm so glad that my friend Steph is going to be able to see them in concert. But I know, you know, that Paramore is more than Hayley Williams, because I really like Jimmy Dean and Taylor York too. Those guys are awesome. Awesome! For Row, which is what I believe it is, or R, I want to say Ravenclaw, and that's what I am. Through and through, I'd be a Ravenclaw, totally. Let's see here, I'd be up in that tower, talking to Luna Lovegood. And then for Sigma, or S, I, you know, want to say Scorpion, because that is my favorite Mortal Kombat character. Get over here. Yes. And for Tau, I actually wrote, well, Tau, because I like the race from Warhammer 40k tabletop war game made by Games Workshop. And then I also really like Taoism, you know, the way, you know, and it's really funny that, you know, the Tao, the race is really, it's a young and technocentric, whereas Taoism is all about naturalism and not being attached, you know, to material things and all sorts of stuff, and just, you know, bending through, being like water. And for Ypsilon, I wrote Ultramarine, because those are my favorite Space Marines from Warhammer 40k. Ultramarines, all the way. I used to listen to the chant a lot that they have for Ultramarines, but yeah, they're definitely my favorite Adeptus Astartes. For Phi, or, you know, F, I picked Freedom, because not only am I Ravenclaw, but I'm Dauntless from the Divergent series, and I love my freedom. And that's also how I'm Candor as well. So I don't know if I'd be Dauntless with Candor, you know, or Candor with Dauntless. But yeah, I'm definitely that. Or Kai, or the one that's X but makes the K sound, which is Chaotic Good. And I'm definitely Chaotic Good, and I will follow rules until I feel they don't suit me anymore, or I just don't agree with them. I don't break rules all the time just to break rules, but I break rules when I feel that they don't make sense and that I'd rather not follow them. For Ypsilon, or whatever, you know, Y is, I believe it's Ypsilon, I picked Yoshi, because he's my favorite Smash Brothers character. To bring it all to a close, Omega. Now, Omega is the second O in the Greek alphabet, so with the Greek alphabet having double O, I figured it would work great to have Gundam 00 as my word to describe, you know, me for Omega, because that's my favorite of the Gundam series. Second is Gundam Wing. Alright, well, that is all of my characters that I have. The Greek alphabet, I believe, has 24 characters. So, yeah, thanks for watching. Don't forget to do all the socials, you know, like, favorite, subscribe, you know, tweet, share on Facebook and all that. And also, don't forget to be awesome. DFTBA, guys.